Hi everybody, welcome back to THE Students Webinars. Today we are joined by Stevens Institute of Technology. So we are heading over to the US for this webinar today, and we have the wonderful host Zaina, who will be here to discuss all of your questions and all of your reasons as to why you should study with Stevens. Now we will be here for the full hour today. You do have a whole hour to ask questions. We do have the Q&A just at the bottom of your screen there, and we'll get to those at the very end of the webinar. So for now, I'm going to hand you back over to Zaina.
Thank you so much. So I am Zaina Ahmed, as mentioned. I am here representing Stevens Institute of Technology, and I'm happy to be talking to you guys about funding your graduate degree at Stevens. As you can see on the first homepage, we're located in Hoboken, New Jersey. We're right across the river from New York City. So that's a photo of our campus, and you'll see on the other side of the water, that is the New York City skyline. So that's just a little bit about our campus and where we're located, but we'll be talking about funding a graduate degree today. Stevens Institute of Technology. We're inspired by humanity and powered by technology. So to start off, some of our history and our future from Stevens, we were established in 1870 by America's first family of inventors. So we were involved in harvesting the power steam, we were involved in the US commercial railroads, and we were the first to develop a patent law for the T-rail. Stevens was started on mechanical engineering. It was actually the first school in the US to offer a mechanical engineering degree. Since then, we have grown and we have added more schools, we've added more programs within engineering, and we prepare leaders for technology-focused worlds. So today our focus is all technology-based, and we'll talk about the schools that are offered within Stevens Institute of Technology. The schools are including the School of Engineering and Science, the School of Business, and the School of Systems and Enterprise. All fields are technology-based and technology-focused, with the science background, the engineering background, or the business background. This is on the graduate level, so the three schools are offered only master's degrees, master's and PhD. Now, Stevens today, some of the research that you can take a look at later on our website or even online, you'll see that we have a lot of research within AI, which is huge now. Brain research, cancer research, we have a big fintech world in the School of Business, and robotics. Now, some university facts. We have more graduate students on campus than we do have undergraduate. Here are some of our numbers. We have about 5,200 graduate students on our campus. We have over 50 master's programs that are offered within the schools that I just mentioned. We have over 20 plus PhD programs. And our campus is a little bit smaller. So the student to faculty ratio is small and hands-on. So it's about 15 to 1, where we have about 350 full-time faculty. Each student that gets admitted into Stevens gets matched up with a mentor. So it's a very hands-on experience. There's a lifelong return on your outcome. So whatever you're paying into your investment of a master's degree, we have 96% rate of students that are trying to get a job within 6 months of graduation. Now, the average compensation is about $90,000, and the average signing bonus is about $10,000. So this is a huge return on your investment, whereas you're putting your money into tuition, you're getting it back in salary, and that's shown overall from our career outcomes report. Now, let's go over the options that you have to fund your graduate degree. First and foremost, we have scholarships. International students can qualify for scholarships and fellowships offered by university, private organizations, and government agencies. Some of the popular scholarships for international students include Fulbright Foreign Student Program. So internally by the university, you are reviewed upon admissions for scholarship as well. You can be awarded merit-based scholarship based on a holistic review of your application. So that's going to include your GRE test scores, TOEFL test scores, your undergraduate degree GPA and final grades. It'll also include your letter of recommendation and your statement of purpose. So everything is taken into consideration, and you can be offered a scholarship within your first year of study. And that will be split between the fall semester and the spring semester. Assistantships. So many graduate students in the US are offered assistantship opportunities, which can fund their education. There's two forms of assistantships. There's an RA and a TA. So that's a research assistantship and a teaching assistantship. Dependent on the offer, it can cover your tuition. It can cover partial, full tuition, or you can also receive a stipend, which will cover living costs. Assistantships are chosen by the academic department. So you have to connect to the department to get offered a position with one of these assistants, which you would assist with research or teaching. Next, we have student loans. International students can also consider taking out private student loans to fund their graduate education. However, it's important to note that the eligibility criteria may vary depending on the lender. So because this is outside loans, it depends with your bank and which lenders that they can use. So that's the background information that they're going to have to ask during the application process of a private loan and which lender you're using. This would be after admissions, where you would apply for the loans, and you would show them the letter, you would show them the cost of tuition, and maybe if you are receiving a scholarship, how much you would need to be covered before you're approved for a private loan. Next, we have personal savings. So as an international student, of course, you can use your personal savings to fund your education and your graduate degree. That's just on your own if you have savings, if you have anything to put towards your education. Next, we have sponsorship. So international students can also consider seeking sponsorship from their home country, employer, or other organizations. Some employers may offer tuition reimbursement programs. So it's important that you ask if you are currently in a job environment or you're already working in the fields of your study. You should consider asking the employer if they can sponsor you. Sponsorships can usually fill out an application to reimburse your tuition. So it would cover the cost of your tuition. Some companies will do a partial tuition cost. Some companies will do your first year of study. So it's dependent if they have a sponsorship available. And this can help you pursue in higher education and completing your graduate degree under a sponsorship. Now, lastly, we have on-campus job opportunities. F1 student visa holders can work on campus for up to 20 hours per week during the semester. These positions can help students earn extra income to cover living expenses. So here at Stevens, once you arrive to the US, you have the availability to apply for any on-campus job over many different departments. So once you are admitted and you arrive, you'll get a list of jobs on the website that we call Workday. You can apply for many different departments, and because you are working 20 hours a week, if you can work the maximum while you're in school, you can make anywhere from $15 to $18 an hour. So this can assist you with covering the cost of tuition by just working on campus. And that gives a huge opportunity to many students. And because there's so many job opportunities within so many departments, it's a good opportunity for all the students to apply. Now that has covered all the options for our funding for a graduate degree. Thank you so much all for your time. I'd love to open the floor if you have any questions. I have also included my email on this last slide here if anyone wants to make a note and reach out about the application process, funding, anything within Stevens. Thank you.
Hi, wow, that was a very quick webinar. That was quite great presentation. Awesome. I don't know if you can hear Zaina too well, everybody, but if there is any issues on the feedback, I'm really sorry for that today. Zaina, are you okay on that end?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know if I can have anyone raise hands or if it's just within the chat.
Yeah, I think it could just be one or two that I've seen, but It's okay. We'll work through it. We can hear you absolutely fine on our end anyway. Okay, so I've got some questions here actually from some students who have sent them in before the webinar. So what that will help kickstart these questions. We have one question here which says, "Hi, thank you for the webinar, and to ask what are the prices for the admission at Stevens?"
So admissions requirements include the GRE test score, an English proficiency test exam. So we accept the TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. You need a statement of purpose. So it's just a one-page paper, just explaining why you want the program, why you're choosing Stevens. Your post-secondary transcripts from anywhere that is a graduate level degree credit that was acquired, including your bachelor's and your master's. So you need all transcripts and then 2 letters of recommendation.
Brilliant, thank you. And another question just come in here. Hi, do you have any accommodation advice?
So for living accommodations, we have off-campus living. So we have a department for the graduate student life that assists students to get connected with an apartment. Upon arrival to the US, we have airport pickup first and foremost, and then we have a temporary housing until you're connected with your apartment. So they will give you a hotel access until you are able to connect with the apartment, and then they will put you in either a Hoboken, which is where our campus is located, or in one of the neighboring cities, depending on your budget.
Brilliant, thank you for that. Next question, are there any extracurricular activities I can take part in? And if so, how do I get involved?
Of course, we have over 100 clubs that are offered on campus. Graduate students and international students are welcome to apply for any clubs or sports teams, anything offered on campus. We have a list on our website, which you can apply through. So once you're in the system, you can have access to the list of all clubs that are offered, and you can put in a application through the website. So you would just put in your Stevens email, your interest in which clubs, and you can apply that way.
Perfect, thank you. Any advice for any students writing a personal statement? Is there anything that they should put in there?
So I think it's important to explain what you want to do after you've received your master's degree. So aside from why you want Stevens and why you're choosing your program, maybe speak on what you want to do after graduation and what jobs you want to get. You could speak on your background and your outcomes so that they know what your future goals are and why it would be a good reason for you to be in that master's program.
Great, thank you. And I think you've touched on this, but is there a way, how do you apply for any scholarships should you have any on offer?
So scholarships internally don't need an application. Okay. Once you apply for the program on the master's side, you'll get reviewed for admissions at the same time you're getting reviewed for merit-based scholarships. So there's no separate application. If you are offered a scholarship, you will get it automatically.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And I can see one just here from our list. Is there any way to network with employers, future employers?
Yes, so we have a career center that works with students before graduation. So within your second semester into your third, before you're ready to graduate, the career center is going to connect you with companies and job opportunities. As they prepare you for interviews as well, they can connect you with people to reach out to. So that's where you're going to get your LinkedIn and your networking within the career center.
Okay, awesome. And how long can I stay in the US to work postgraduate studies?
So we allow students 1 year of OPT that they can work in the US. Unless it's a STEM designated program. So majority of our programs are STEM designated, excluding 2 programs in the School of Business. So with the STEM designation, you get an additional 24-month extension to work in the US. So that's included for all the programs except for the Master's in Science for Management, which is in the School of Business, and the MBA alone. If you choose the MBA with the concentration under any school, then you can also be STEM designated to get that 24-month extension.
Okay, awesome. And how about research opportunities? Are there any research opportunities with Stevens?
So we have the RA position with, so if you get a research assistantship, that's where you can work with research and you can work closely with faculty. You have to be chosen by the academic department. So that's another thing that you have to network and connect with faculty in order to get offered a research assistantship.
Okay, and how about any internships?
Internships will happen within the Career Center as well. So they'll show you opportunities and you can start applying after your second semester, and you can get into those as early as your third semester.
Okay, and I think lastly, what would be the admission deadline? Are there any particular admission deadlines for this part of the year?
So for fall 24, our preferred deadline is April 15th. We will allow applications after this deadline. It's not a hard deadline. However, as an international student, because you're going to need your documents and you're going to need to get everything prepared for a visa, it is beneficial to get it in before April 15th.
Okay, and is there any particular information you want to give out to students? Maybe let them know that you're in Indonesia for now, if you want to see them in person.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to be in the BMI events on Saturday and Sunday in Jakarta. And I'm hoping to meet many students that are interested in master's degree, want to speak more. If anyone is in attendance, I would love to speak with them.
Okay, amazing. Well, listen, thank you so much for your introduction and also all of the information about Stevens today. And to anybody watching, thank you for coming and attending. If you have any more questions, we will be in touch very, very soon. Zaina will be in touch with all of you who have registered, and hopefully you'll be able to study at Stevens very, very soon. All right. Is there anything lastly you want to say, Zaina, or any bits of wisdom from you?
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for your time. I would love to speak more. I know we only touched on funding and it was a little bit short, but I would love to go in depth about arrival to the US, studying in the US, any questions you may have. I know it may be a difficult transition to come study in the US, but I would love to answer any questions, even if it's outside of the application process. Please feel free to shoot me an email. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you so much for today. And thank you to everybody who could attend, and those who couldn't, we'll be in touch with the recording very, very soon. All right. Well, thank you and have a great afternoon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.